Today on Locked On Pacers, we will be joined by Pacers lottery pick forward Jarace Walker. Fun interview talking about a lot of aspects of his early time in the league, joining Under Armour, and much more about Jarace Walker. We'll get to all of it today on the Locked On Pacers podcast.
You are Locked On Pacers, your daily Indiana Pacers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome into another edition of the Locked On Pacers podcast, where we, of course, talk about the Indiana Pacers. As always, my name's Tony East. I cover the team for Forbes and SI, and today, a very special episode as we are joined by Pacers lottery pick and forward Jarace Walker, who is joining Under Armour and was kind enough to talk to me about it and several other things about Jarace Walker, including dancing as an elf at FanJam and singing Katy Perry songs, how he plays basketball, how he approaches his development skills he's working on, his relationship with Pacers players and head coaches, and of course, the Under Armour partnership in general. Under Armour headquartered in Baltimore, where Jarace Walker is from, so a great connection for him and something very cool for him to be kind enough to talk about with me. It's a very fun episode. We get into a lot of stuff, and the pleasure was mine to be able to speak with him about all of these topics. So without further ado, let's just jump right in and talk with Jarace Walker. Jarace, it's good to see you not in an elf costume. How does it feel to be out of it and be in a normal setting once again?
Definitely feels good. Definitely feels good. I had some fun with that, though.
How did you feel about all that? Were you a fan of Katy Perry before hopping in? How did you get assigned California Girls? I know Miles has been a leader of all of that before.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with her. Like, obviously, I know she's a big artist, but not one of the artists I listen to. But it was just kind of random, the song choices, and then the suit. I had nothing to do with the suit either. That was all Miles.
Did you expect to win? Oscar's got quite the personality.
Nah, I mean, I didn't even know there was a winner. I was just trying to have fun with the crowd and just have a fun time.
What did you make of the full FanJam experience, like with the scrimmage too? It was, more competitive than it's been in the past. I know you've never been a part of one before, but you got to go in front of Indy fans for the first time. Like, what did you make of all that?
I had a great time, honestly, and I like that it was competitive and not horseplay, but just more lackadaisical, like I've heard those previous years have been, because it's always good to compete, especially in front of the fans, like them getting in their first taste of the new team. So I feel like it was good for us and the fan base as well.
Was the home team locker room enough motivation for the scrimmage the day before?
Yeah, most definitely. That's all we needed.
So we're talking today because you have a new partnership coming with Under Armour, who's headquartered in Baltimore, where you're from. So one, what does it mean to partner with them for you, and why did you choose them over some other partnerships?
It means the world, honestly. Just being from that city, the headquarters being in that city, and then I was always with the Baltimore team until college, really. Played AAU, Under Armour circuit, went to IMG Academy, Under Armour school. So it just kind of felt like the right thing to do.
What do you hope to, accomplish with them in the future as a brand?
I feel like the main thing is just continue to improve and just be there for the younger generation of talent. Just being just kind of like a mentor, somebody that the kids could talk to, whether that's at like Under Armour camps or Under Armour circuit games. Because I love going to the games and watch the younger kids play. So wherever it's at, just trying to be a good leader and a good supervisor for everybody else.
You have a favorite Under Armour basketball shoe?
I would say either the Curry 1 Lows or the Curry 4s.
Curry 1 Lows are the first basketball shoe I bought, and I still have them to this day, the gray ones. Yeah.
That's wild. The gray and black ones, I know exactly which one.
Yes, exactly. That was the first one I brought. Back to the Pacers a little bit here. I was at practice earlier this week when you were determined to get your bell ring at the end of the day. Is that something that, for those unfamiliar listening to this, you have to hit 20 of 25 threes to ring the bell? They take 5 from each spot, both corners, both wings at the top of the key. Has that been something you have done for yourself to want to do that, or did a coach ask you to do that? What makes you want to do that every single practice?
I just want to be the best I can be, and I feel like if I try something, I don't like leaving or like going to something else. Where I kind of get it done. I'm kind of stubborn in that way. So once I started, it wasn't the best shooting day, but it's definitely something I wanted to complete, just in terms of my own personal goals and my beliefs, in terms of just staying in the gym, keeping my mental straight, just continuing to work hard, no matter if it's a good day or a bad day.
I've been there before where a buddy has broken the bell. I think he did the first day of practice. Does the actual action of ringing it bring any joy to you specifically?
It's a little satisfaction, but just knowing that I'm continuously hitting shots at a high rate, I feel like that's like knowing I got 20 out of 25, like just makes me feel better. But ringing the bell is definitely a plus too.
Hitting 4 out of 10 in that first preseason game, like, could you feel it? Could you feel that you've been working on it? Does it feel different at all in the NBA setting with the longer line?
It's not, the line isn't noticeable. I feel like the speed of the game is noticeable, and it's starting to slow down for me game by game. But yeah, I could just tell. Like it just feels smoother, feels better. Didn't shoot it the best the next game. I mean, that's how the game works. So if I just continue to stay in the gym like I have, and I feel like it will kind of get more consistent as the year goes on.
And you've talked about it a little bit, but how much did the elbow surgery help you, being able to not feel anything at the end of your shot and things like that?
Yeah, it was major. Just mentally as well, just knowing that it's not there nagging. Just something that's in the past. So I'm just glad that I could just go out there and hoop freely.
Hey guys, short little break so I can talk to you about Jace Medical, who make the Jase case, which provides 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use. Everybody should be empowered to care for themselves and their loved ones during the unexpected, and that is why Jace Medical offers the Jase case. The Jase case provides 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use, so you can have the peace of mind that you're not just hoping to have access to medication in emergency, you already will have it. Jace Medical makes sure you have that medication in hand. I have a case myself. It's simple to get one. They handle everything at Jace Medical, from online evaluations to licensed pharmacy medication delivery to ongoing consultation and care, so you do not get caught unprepared. You can get $20 off of these life-saving antibiotics today from Jase Medical by using our code LOCKEDON at checkout at jasemedical.com. That's JASE medical.com. Get your Jase case today. Sometimes for rookies, it can be tricky to work on stuff you're not as good at, like your weaknesses, and address them, but also still get better at your strengths and the reasons you were drafted into the NBA in the first place. How have you sort of decided to strike that balance and attack those things?
Yeah, I feel like keeping the main things, like why they want me here, which is like defense, rebound, just kind of guarding multiple positions. Just doing a lot of different things on the floor. So I kind of keep that first, and then everything I need to work on. That's really where I spend most of my time at, especially before practice, after practice, late night coming back. So really just whatever the team needs, and whatever the team needs, I'm here for, really.
This team over the last couple of years has sort of started this culture of the late night, coming back in, getting some work in. Did that surprise you at all when you got there? Were you going to do that anyway? What do you make of how many guys kind of do that with this group?
Yeah. Like that's something I did in Houston all the time, especially with the coaching staff there. So, I mean, I was kind of used to it, but seeing other guys like as hungry and just wanting to get in the gym just like you, like it definitely pushes us. Just shooting late nights, and then you see a guy on the other end just shooting, sweating, and getting his work in as well. So it definitely keeps the team in a competitive spirit, but also just knowing that we're working together and we all want the same goal.
Who's been there with you the most often so far?
I would say Isaiah Wong. Me and him get a decent amount of shots up. I would say Miles too.
Buddy seems like he's never gone.
Yeah. I see him. He's always in there.
For you, your game one of the preseason, like you miss your first 5, but finish obviously very strong. Like just from an outsider's perspective, it almost feels like it'd be difficult to stay confident in that moment. Like it's your first ever NBA game and your first 5 didn't go. How did you stay lasered in? You made 7 of your next 10, and what did that all mean to you to like get over that?
Honestly, like I usually notice things like that, but I didn't really notice I missed my first 5. And maybe it's because they all kind of felt good too. So I knew I was doing the right things, but if I just stayed with it, I knew that they would fall eventually, especially with the work I put in.
Does it not really matter to you if it's going in or not, as long as you feel like you're making the right play? Like Rick's talked so much about keeping it simple for you and making the process the important things.
Yeah, for sure. Like makes are gonna happen, misses are gonna happen. Like that's just part of the game. Like you can't control that. You can't control every shot. I mean, you could just prepare and just do what you do beforehand and work on your game and just try to knock it down in the game. But I mean, makes and misses are gonna happen. So as long as I'm making the right plays, like you said, and shooting the right shots, I feel like that's the main thing.
On the flip side, could you feel it when they were going in? Like, oh man, I'm hot already.
But yeah. Like the especially late, like especially fourth quarter overtime. When I was real comfortable out there with the group we're in, like you could kind of tell when it's about to go in.
Did you take a heat check three? Did I see that correctly?
The deep one?
Yes.
I think the shot clock was rolling down.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We were talking to Ben Shepard last week, and he mentioned that before games, his dad texts him like a whole paragraph of motivation, and it makes him feel like he could run through a brick wall. Now he's in the NBA. Those are particularly meaningful. Have you, since joining the pros, gotten any texts or messages from someone like that surprised you that have been really important for you?
Nah, but one of my good man JT, he was one of my old coaches. He sends me like a scripture every morning. Like that kind of gets my day going. So we have that thing that we do. But besides that, that's really like the only daily text I get. My mom will text me almost every day though too.
What does she have to say?
She just always checking in on something, making sure I'm doing okay. She just be thinking about me, especially when I'm away.
Do you reply to that every morning text from your coach, or is it just something you read, try to soak in, apply to your day, and go on with it?
Yeah, I read it. I either like love it or like it, or if it really hits home, I'll definitely let them know. But like, I acknowledge them for sure.
You haven't played in a regular season game yet, but you've still gotten quite the NBA experience. You know, lottery pick, summer league, everything. Anything surprised you about being a pro so far?
I would say just the consistency and the attention to detail that they have at this level, because it takes a lot to win a game in this league, especially get to the playoffs, which is our goal. So just watching everybody being locked in and focusing on the main goal every day is really impressive, especially with the kind of young team we have.
Have you ever played with a guy who can see the floor and pass like Tyrese Halliburton does?
I would say Jaden Bradley. I played with him my high school year at IMG, my last two seasons. He's probably one of the best point guards I played with besides Ty.
How's your relationship with Ty grown so far? He's both super serious and super silly at the same time. I can't explain it to people who ask me about him.
Yeah, it's like, everybody has their two sides on and off the court, and I feel like exactly how you said, like on court he's really serious. And I feel like that's kind of where we've grown, because like I could talk to him, he could talk to me, especially like when we're messing up. Like we could put each other in check, and I feel like that's major. Especially being an older guy, like just being able to listen to a rookie, and then I know he'll listen to me as well. So I feel like that relationship is important with everybody on the team. Honestly, just being able to hold each other accountable. But in terms of how our relationship grown, it just grown with time. Honestly, like just seeing him every day in the locker room, around the gym, even outside of practice. So it's definitely continuing to grow.
Did you talk to him at your pre-draft workout with the Pacers? He went to so many of them. I wasn't sure if you got a chance to speak with him before you were picked.
Yeah, we didn't. It was more like a hi and bye, what's up? But he was there watching the workout.
Hey everybody, short little break here from the conversation so I can talk to you about FanDuel. Snap into the action this NFL season with FanDuel. America's #1 sportsbook. Football is rolling, and right now new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet on FanDuel. That is $200 in bonus bets, whether you win or lose on that $5 bet. That's a great deal. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there is no better time to get in on the action than right now with a deal like this. The app on FanDuel, it's super easy to use, and there's a wide range of betting options there, including spreads, if you like those, player props, my favorite, and over-unders, plus way more. That's how FanDuel rolls. And with football going, it's the perfect time to jump in. So visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn for that offer and kick off the NFL season today with FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL. Going to Houston, second NBA, first road trip, your whole program basically is there at a practice and at a game. I mean, was that comforting? Was that adding pressure to you? How did you feel about having Kelvin and more guys show up?
It felt good, honestly, just knowing that their support and their love is still there even after I was gone. So I was really happy and fortunate just to see all the guys at the trip, be able to hang out with them a little bit, practice at the facility, which was awesome with the new team. So it was good to be able to see the guys there for sure.
Did you circle Houston on the NBA schedule when it came out, or did you already know that you'd be ready no matter what?
I circled the next one right after Christmas. I'm excited to get back there, but yeah, I knew the first one was coming up pretty soon.
What were the games you were the most looking forward to, like going against Marcus, for example, or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely SAS for sure in Detroit. Keontae's my guy in Utah. Have some good people on Orlando. Um, Definitely Phoenix in that squad. I'm excited to guard those guys. I feel like that'll be a good test to see where I'm at defensively.
Last year,
For
Detroit.
sure.
Last year when Detroit came to Indiana early in the season, Ben was talking about how going against Jaden Ivey, someone picked right before him, was particularly motivating for him. Have you thought about, anything about the draft and the 7 guys ahead of you, what that will mean for you in your career?
I mean, I don't try to focus too much in that. I don't like to keep things personal because I feel like it's a team sport before anything. And if I focus too much on that, might play outside myself. So, I mean, I try to take every game the same way. But even against the guys that I was naming, like against Marcus and Keontae and the boys, like, it's still a game at the end of the day. So I'm just going there, focused, ready to play.
What's important for you in your daily routine, especially on game days? Miles, for example, a few years ago, when he was having a big month, he said that he started drinking coffee, and caffeine was big for his growth. Like, what do you have to do every game day, or you can't play right?
I usually take a nap and I always watch Netflix before the game, or like any show I'm watching. I like to tune in, take my mind off the game a little bit.
What do you watch? What are you into?
Right now, I'm watching Suits.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
You far into it? I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. Or how far into it are you?
I think I'm about to touch season 2. No, I'm in season 2. I just got to season 2.
Things are about to get wild in Jarace Walker's life. Everybody. Some players are, and some players really stick to them, and some players aren't. For you, are you a goal setter, and how much do you write them down or adhere to things like that?
I wouldn't say I write them down, but I definitely keep them in the back of my mind. And I mean, for this year, I feel like the biggest thing is just making the playoffs. Like, that's what the team keeps talking about. And like I've always been on a winning team, like being from Houston to IMG, even AAU. So just being on a winning team and continue to stack up wins and grow every season is the main goal. And I feel like all the personal accolades that I want will kind of just fall into place if I continue to keep the team first when we're trying to get there.
What do you think it'll take for this team to become a postseason team? They were pretty close last year. 8 days left in the season was when the official elimination happened. What do you think is the thing that will make the Pacers take the next step?
I feel like the main thing is chemistry for sure. And I feel like we're growing that because I feel like the closer the team is, the easier it is to play with each other. And also, I feel like defense and rebound, I feel like that's kind of what they were lacking. And that's definitely what I could bring to the team. So if we continue to keep those things in mind, I feel like we'll be in a good track.
What's it been like for you working with Rick Carlisle? He has this reputation as a team who coaches winning programs, but here this team has been a little bit more development minded with him at the helm, and he's talked about how he loves individual moments with younger players. For you, what has it been like working with him so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. Just knowing that your coach has that confidence. He wants you to get better. I work with him on my shot a couple of days a week. We have really good conversations. Like on the plane ride back, he called me back. We were watching film. He told me a lot of good things, seen a lot of good things. So just knowing that he wants me to get better and continue to grow as a person and a player definitely means a lot.
Shep said that the first practice, the biggest difference between that and Summer League was Rick just watching and standing there being a little intimidating. Did you have a similar experience? Was it easy for you to shrug that off?
No, I mean, it's a lot of people that watch our practices, really. So, I mean, basketball is supposed to be basketball no matter who's watching. I mean, he's the coach. I feel like he's supposed to watch. But, yeah, I guess I kind of see where he was coming from.
Last one from me. You get the home opener for regular season in a little over a week now. Is anyone important going to be there for you, and what are you hoping for that night?
I know my parents will be there too. And honestly, just to get my feet wet, I'm going to definitely have a really fun time being my first game. I always have fun with the game of basketball. So I'm excited to go out there and hoop for sure. And that whatever happens, happens.
All right. Thank you for the time, Jarace. Good luck with the rest of the shoot.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hope you guys enjoyed that episode. It was really kind of Jarace to sit down and chat with me for a little bit of time, and looking forward to getting to know him more as his career progresses here in Indiana. We recorded that before the Pacers played the Hawks on Monday, so apologies if we did not get into anything from that game that you were interested in hearing about specifically. Tomorrow, of course, we'll be previewing Pacers Cavs, talking about some other general Pacers topics as the preseason progresses, and looking back at the rest of preseason, the final takeaways of preseason next week, because the regular season is right around the corner. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing From Jarace Walker, again, thanks to him for volunteering his time and being a part of this episode. Thank you all a ton for listening. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.